So EOCO has arrested former IMCCOD Executive Secretary Dennis Edward Aboagye and former accountant Gerald Appiah. Now, yesterday we saw a lot of demonstration at the EOCO office from MPP supporters, and this is because they were demanding the release of Miracle or Dennis. Now, according to reports, he was arrested at the Kotoka International Airport after returning back to Ghana. The minute he touched down, he was handed over to EOCO per the investigation. Now, I would like to say that investigations are still ongoing. Obviously, there's going to be more updates to the entire story, but for what we know as at now, it is said that the arrest followed a forensics audit and a petition from the current executive secretary. The alleged financial irregularities occurred between August 2022 and February 2025. EOCO is investigating allegations of conspiracy to stealing, using public office for personal gain, causing financial loss to the state, dispersing public funds, defrauding by false pretense, and money laundering. Now, the investigation is still ongoing and no court has determined the suspect guilty. Just so we are clear, he's not guilty, he's just been arrested, and as we all know, he's a suspect, and he's going to be questioned, and then a court will decide if he's guilty or not. Now, yesterday we saw a lot of demonstration, like I said, people from the MPP camp coming to show support, demanding for his release. And approximately the alleged amount that he's been investigated for is 55 million Ghana cedis. That is a lot of money, and I totally understand why EOCO is treating the issue the way they are, because at the end of the day, accountability, no matter who you are, once you are put in the position to serve the people, you have to give account. So someone can directly continue your work easily. So for the current sitting secretary to call that he be investigated and questioned because some funds were not adding up makes sense. Now, I totally understand, but as Ghanaians, we should put sentiment aside when it comes to issues like this, because allegations like this could further break the trust of the public. We, Ankasa, as the citizen, we that we are behind, we already do not trust our leaders. So when there's an allegation like this, let's let them do their investigations. They have every right to. They have every right to question, especially if you are put in an office to serve the state. And yes, for no. You are being investigated, you are being questioned. Now, a court will now rule if you are guilty or not. Now, investigation into finance issue like this are also very serious, because at the end of the day, if a huge amount, an amount as big as 55 million Ghana, do you know how much that is? An amount as huge as that is missing. It's a huge financial loss to the state. So probably, maybe there was something that money was used for, and it was not documented. So that is all it is on. So as it is right now, it's been investigated. He is now going to defend and say, oh, this was done, that was done, this is what happened, this is what happened. The MPP camp should relax. Let the people do what they have to. Let them investigate. And things like this will continue to happen. People will feel like, oh, they can do what they want to do in these offices, which is totally wrong. You get, once you are put in offices like this, and that is why I totally understand where government officials come out to talk about how they feel like they are being watched all the time. Because for everything you do, you have to give an account. The day you forget to write something, just know that there's going to be a dash on that day. And that is how it is. Now, with case like this, the public begins to debate, you get, because it has moved past accountability, right? It is now at the point where we are looking at, is it an oversight? Is it that, oh, something went down and he probably forgot to document, or he actually used the money? And these allegations are a lot. As it is right now, his bail has been set at 50 million Ghana cedis with sureties, as well as sureties that are justified. People who have properties worth 50 million Ghana cedis and above. That is harsh. Yes, it may seem harsh, but that is to tell you or make us understand that the allegations against him are huge. It is huge. It is a strong allegation. And for that reason, they would actually need him to be grounded and need people who will come and stand as his surety to be grounded as well. Nasa Ochinebi or Yera, these people can be held accountable. Now, I totally understand that it's beginning to feel like, oh, they are being targeted, and like the supporters were chanting at the EOCO office talking about how the NDC is targeting them and all of that. Genuinely, if you ask me, it has nothing to do with party. It has everything to do with accountability. You held an office. An amount is missing. You are no longer there. Someone new is there. Now the person is calling that it be investigated, because if the person doesn't call for that, put it in the back of your mind that those missing or that missing fund is going to be added to that person's name. If for anything, the person came and then there was 1 CD in the account of the office, then you people come and tell the person that no, 5 CDs is missing from it. It's a lot to take it. So I've also seen talks about the current secretary and all of that. I mean, the person just has to do their job. I will not come and take the fall for someone else. So I genuinely understand where the supporters are coming from for demanding that Charlie, they should release him, because he has not committed any crime, or at least the court has not ruled that he's guilty. But I also want us to understand that in everything, let the law work. Because right now it's beginning to look like we are trying to obstruct justice. Let them work. Let them do their investigation. If he's found not guilty, he would be released. He will be let to walk free. We've seen situations like this countless times. You understand? So let the investigations be done. Let him clear his name. Because even if he's released and his name is not cleared, tomorrow if he goes to stand somewhere, someone will point at him and say, hey, you crano, say. Now I totally get where all of that is coming from. Now, EOCO put out a press release where they indicated that he was arrested, and they listed the investigations or the allegations that have been laid against him. And for that reason, they further explained that investigations have been done, and I mean the due process has to, Gerald Appiah was also arrested. They threw more light on the indication that they are just being investigated, and as per the investigation, they had to bring them in for questioning and all of that. So altogether, due process has to be followed, and for that reason, that is why they were arrested. Now, when they put out this press release, a lot of people, like I said, there's already a lot of demonstration, there's already a lot of talk about how he was missing. According to his people, he was missing because they did not know that EOCO had picked him up or arrested him. So he was missing for a while till they heard the news that he was with EOCO per some investigation. And so it had people divided, because some understand that, yes, the law has to take due course and all of that, but taking him and not informing his people too is also wrong. Now, someone said, after the public backlash and nearly 24 hours after arresting Dennis Miracles Aboagye, EOCO is now explaining why he was arrested. This should have been communicated from the beginning. Ghanaian institutions must stop treating transparency as an afterthought. True. When I was, going through the story, and I realized that he was arrested and held for a while before his people were informed, I was a little taken aback, because why arrest him and not inform his people immediately? So if for anything, they know what is happening and they understand what the issues are. Now, someone also said, he was on a stop order and not arrest order. You didn't indicate anywhere in your statements that you intended to arrest him this week. Therefore, if he traveled oblivious of your stop order and returned to jurisdiction, what is the need for the arrest at the airport? Raymond Anchor should live long. He should always walk in broad daylight and should never let darkness before him. Haido. I don't know what this person is hinting at, but I totally understand because, like I said, people were taken aback with the arrest, especially after he had returned back to Ghana and he was just handed to EOCO almost immediately. Someone said, it's sad an organization of such repute would commit certain minor errors on such a crucial statement. So the whole PR department should not see you spelled Dennis as Dennis in your heading. Ghanaians, you people will always find something to move or push away from the pressing issue as it is right now. Someone who held a very high office as a secretary at a time is being charged. And the charges is not small, like they've listed it. That is a lot. And this has to do with public funds that could have gone into something else. It's alleged that the person had misused these funds and this person is being investigated. And your entire problem is the fact that his name, Dennis, was misspelled. Now, I totally understand that because, yes, it is wrong. But then again, doesn't take from the issue at ground. You understand? Hopefully, EOCO is able to give us update. And if he's able to meet bail, would also be informed. But for now, that's all the updates we have on this story. We'll bring you guys more updates when we have them. This has been What They Go On here at the Yo Charlie Studios. We'll catch you on the next one.